So I've been using Blender for about 10 years now, and I've always wanted to get good at making characters in Blender. But for the past maybe 5 years or so, I was very busy making tutorials, growing my business, and I sculpted here and there kind of on and off, but I never really put in the dedication to learn character art and Blender sculpting. So for the past 4 or 5 years, I just feel like I haven't really made much progress with my sculpting skills. And here's some head sculpts and characters that I made over the past maybe 3 to 4 years, and there's something just off about all the characters, the anatomy isn't right, something's off with the proportions, and they just really don't look that good. And so I would just sculpt characters here and there, but because they never really looked that good, I never really did anything with them. I never really made character tutorials, and I wasn't really that motivated to keep learning and keep practicing because my characters just weren't turning out very good. But just recently, within the past 2 months, I broke my plateau of learning and I massively improved my sculpting skills in just the past 2 months. And so that's what I'll be talking about in this video. I'm going to be sharing you everything that I've learned and how I've massively improved my sculpting skills in just the past 2 months. And this is the video that I wish I could have made for my past self, maybe 4 years ago, when I wanted to get good at characters, but I just wasn't practicing consistently and I wasn't really seeing any improvement. So back in May of this year, so May of 2026, I was looking online for some sculpting tutorials because I thought I should just start watching more tutorials to get better at sculpting, because that's how I learned Blender, by watching lots of tutorials, and then after I learned the things in the tutorials, I would go on to create my own projects. So I was looking on YouTube for some tutorials and I found Ishaq Sculpts, and I decided to watch his female head tutorial on his YouTube channel. And I commented on his video, and Ishaq reached out to me and invited me to join his sculpting courses. So I joined his sculpting courses and I started watching his generic male head tutorial, the 1-month sculpting challenge. Ishaq also recommended in the course that you sculpt for at least 1 hour a day to see progress, and I definitely know that's important from my past experience with learning art, learning Blender, and learning drawing. It's really important that you practice deliberately and practice on a regular basis and practice consistently to actually get good. So even though I'm already super busy working like 10 hours every day on this YouTube channel making tutorials and products and courses, I decided to try to fit in 1 hour of sculpting every morning before I start working on other projects and tutorials. So I started sculpting for 1 hour a day and started going through Ishaq's courses, and I started seeing improvements very quickly. So Ishaq's courses are very well made and they're very structured, and he teaches just the most important things that you need to learn to get the most progress. So if you just watch random head tutorials on YouTube or sculpting tutorials on YouTube, they don't always teach the basics of sculpting heads. And what I've learned over the past few months is that it's super important that you first learn the generic heads before you start to sculpt more characters. Because if your base proportions and basic anatomy doesn't look good, then the entire sculpt is going to look wrong. So even if you're super good at sculpting an eye or sculpting an ear, if you don't get the base proportions down and the basic head shape and the basic anatomy, then your character is just going to look off. So I watched through Ishaq's courses a few different times, and I probably sculpted around like 15 to 20 just basic male heads, and after that I started noticing massive improvements to my characters. So Ishaq's courses really break down every part of the head and provides easy methods for creating each part of the head, like the proportions and then sculpting the different facial features like the ears and the eyes and the nose. And he doesn't cover all the crazy anatomy names or all the other fluff that you don't need to remember. He just covers the most important things that you actually need to learn to get good at sculpting heads. So to this day, I still really don't know all the different technical anatomy names, and I really don't think you need to learn that. That's just a waste of time, because as he talks about in his courses, we are artists, not doctors, so we just need to learn the basic forms and the shapes, but we don't actually need to learn all the technical anatomy names. So for example, I always found it hard to sculpt ears, but I now find it really easy to sculpt ears with Ishaq's sculpting method. So before watching his course, I would just use like the draw brush and I would like draw like a flat ear on the side of the character, then I'd have to like pull it out and then sculpt in the back of the ear and then try to like sculpt all the details in the ear, but that's really a bad method for sculpting. Whereas in Ishaq's courses, he uses the mask brush and he just masks out a small area, just kind of a line going up from the jaw, and then he just pulls out the ear and then he slowly adds more detail, and he also breaks down the anatomy so it's really easy to remember. So for the ear, he specifically talks about how the ear shape has kind of a 9 shape and then a Y shape, and that's also something that I cover in my generic male head tutorial, and I will also have a link in the video description if you want to check out my tutorial series on sculpting a generic male head. And so once I learned better methods for sculpting heads and the facial features, it's just so much easier to get a good result. Now Ishaq also gave me one-on-one feedback, which I really appreciated, and getting feedback is super important because it'll really speed up your progress. Because if someone who's more skilled than you can look at your artwork, they can give you specific feedback on things that they can see that you need to improve, and so you can quickly improve your skills by improving the things which you're bad at. So I can highly recommend Ishaq's courses, and I will have the links to it in the description if you want to check it out, and also his YouTube channel. So now I'm going to be talking about all the different mistakes that I used to make when I was sculpting, and so if you're having trouble with sculpting or improving your character sculpts, then hopefully you can avoid these mistakes and improve much faster. So the first big mistake that I made is I would just watch random different tutorials. But the problem with watching random different tutorials from different creators is that they all sculpt differently and they have different methods for sculpting. So for example, some creators might use the Dyntopo feature for adding more detail and topology to your sculpt, whereas other creators might use the Remesh feature. Also, some creators might do 3D modeling and like 3D model the basic head shape and then sculpt the features, whereas other creators might just use a sphere. And so if you watch from a bunch of different creators, that's just going to confuse you and you're not really going to know what method to use. But because I just focused on watching Ishaq's courses without any other courses, I followed the same exact method multiple times, and so I really got it down in my head, and so I now use that method for sculpting the generic head, and I use that as a base for sculpting my other heads. Now another huge mistake that I made for many years is that I used a way too high poly mesh at the very beginning. So I thought that if I just used a higher poly mesh, then I could add more details and it would feel like more real life clay. But when you use a really high poly mesh for sculpting, it's a lot harder to change the proportions and fix your mistakes and get the shapes down. It can also make Blender a bit laggy if you go too high poly. So again, what you want to do is focus on just the very basic shapes and sculpt pretty low poly. I actually recommend sculpting as low poly as possible and then slowly using the remesh feature and slowly remeshing it more and more and adding details evenly all throughout the character. And this is what I do in my male head sculpting tutorial, so again, you can definitely check that out in the description. Now another huge problem that I was making is I wasn't practicing consistently and I wasn't sculpting daily. So many years ago when I was more in the beginning stages of getting into sculpting, I would do these like sculpt challenges. One sculpt challenge that I did for a few years was Sculpt January. So I actually think these types of challenges where, you know, you have a calendar for 1 month and then you have a prompt and every day you have to create one art piece from that prompt. I think those kind of art challenges can be really useful if you use them correctly, because it'll force you to put out a lot of work and it'll force you to sculpt something every day and get in the habit of practicing every day. I also do Inktober every year, which is a drawing challenge in the month of October where you have a prompt every day and you draw something every day in the month of October. So I would do those art challenges and get in a lot of practice for maybe 1 month, but then I'd go a few weeks without even practicing, and so that's really going to slow down your progress. Now what's really great about Ishaq's courses is that there's also a community where you can post your work and share your progress and get feedback. And so that community aspect of the course is really going to keep you accountable, help you practice every day, and you can post your progress and see what the other students are creating. Now another huge sculpting mistake that I would make is I would use random reference images from the internet. So maybe I'd see like a movie character or a celebrity and I'd want to try to sculpt that character. So I would just download a bunch of random reference images and then put it on my monitor, on my side monitor, and then I'd try to sculpt the character. But that's going to make it extremely hard to sculpt that character for a few reasons. For one thing, those different images are just like random different angles. There's also going to be different lighting for each image, and there's also going to be like skin details and pores. Also, the character's expression or the facial expression is going to be different for each picture, and also the focal length of the camera is also going to be different. So that's going to be different from the focal length in Blender, so it's going to be harder to get the shapes of the face right. Another huge problem that I would make is I would just go onto Sketchfab and I would like look at a 3D model and I would just look around the 3D model, and I thought that maybe that was a good sculpting reference. But the problem with using a Sketchfab reference or some other 3D model reference online is that the matte cap view is going to be different, so the lighting might look a bit different, and also the focal length is also going to be different from your sculpting in Blender. So what you should do instead is you should find a clear front, side, and third quarter views of your reference, and it's also really helpful to use like a clay render or a matte cap image instead of an actual real photo, because a clay render is going to allow you to see the shapes without getting overwhelmed by all the skin details and the lighting. So what I do in my base male head sculpting tutorial is I have a free download of this base male head, and so you can download it and you can put it into Blender, and then that way you can look at it exactly from front view, side view, and third quarter views, and the focal length is going to be exactly the same. So I recommend setting the focal length to 100 when you're sculpting, and if the focal length is exactly the same for your reference model and your sculpt, it's going to be a lot easier to get the proportions down. Now another huge mistake that I was making for many years, which I did mention, is not learning the basic male and female female heads first. So again, I would see like a movie character or a celebrity, and I would just download reference images and try to sculpt that, but that's going to be a lot harder to sculpt if you haven't learned the generic proportions. And if the generic proportions, if the base male head or base female head doesn't look good, then all your sculpts are just going to look off. So I'd highly recommend focusing on just learning the base male head and then the base female head and getting really good at that before you sculpt more unique characters. Because once you know the basic forms and the basic shapes, then you can look at references and you can notice that, maybe this person's jaw is a bit larger or this person's nose is a bit sharper, and then you'll be able to make those changes on your sculpt to get more likeness in your characters. Now, another huge mistake that I made for many years is not getting feedback. So I would rarely get feedback. I would just sculpt some things. They wouldn't really look that good. I would never really share it online or ask for feedback. But if you can get feedback, especially feedback from people who are more skilled than you, then you can quickly see your mistakes and you can just focus on fixing those mistakes. So if you're already pretty good at sculpting a nose, then if you keep on sculpting a nose, you're not really going to learn that much. But maybe there's something very specific which you're getting wrong in the eyes. But if you don't get feedback, then you'll just keep on making that mistake again and again and again, and you'll actually develop some bad habits. So I actually started making some pretty bad sculpting habits. I would just sculpt things wrong, and then I would keep on sculpting it the same way. And so I really had to sculpt deliberately over the past couple of months to try to break through my bad habits. But as I was mentioning, getting feedback is super important, and Ishaq offered me a lot of one-on-one feedback, which I really do appreciate. Now, the next mistake that I would make is just randomly sculpting different things in hopes that would make me better at sculpting instead of just focusing on sculpting heads. So I mentioned the Art Challenge Sculpt January, which can be a really good art challenge if you use it correctly, but there's going to be different prompts each day. And so sometimes there's like a random prompt, like a vehicle prompt or some other prompt that doesn't really have anything to do with a character. And so I just wanted to follow the sculpting challenge. So instead of trying to sculpt the character, I would try to like sculpt a vehicle, which I actually think is a really bad idea because vehicles have more hard surface forms, so you really shouldn't be sculpting a vehicle. You should just box model or poly model something hard surface like a vehicle. But I would just keep on sculpting and just sculpt random things, and I just thought, yay, I'm sculpting, now my sculpting skills are going to improve. But that was a really big mistake, and I really wasn't making any progress. The next mistake that I made is I jumped into sculpting stylized faces or stylized characters before learning the basic proportions. So if you're really good at sculpting the base proportions, then you know how to stylize the character. Because for example, you know how the jaw looks for a realistic character, and so then you can deliberately change the forms by maybe making the jaw bigger or making the muscles bigger, or if you want to make a cute character, making the eyes bigger. But if you don't know the generic forms first, then your stylized characters just aren't going to look that good. So again, I highly recommend learning the basic generic proportions first before you try to sculpt stylized characters. The next big sculpting mistake that I made for years is I would use the Dyntopo method rather than the Remesh method. So I loved using the Dyntopo method, and I used it for many years because it just added more detail as I sculpted. So I just thought it was a great way to, be more creative, and I didn't have to focus on any technical side of Blender because I could just zoom in closer and then I could sculpt and it would add more detail. And so the Dyntopo method just continues to add more geometry as you sculpt. But this is actually a really big problem because you're not going to sculpt the entire character and slowly build up the forms. You might just go into one specific form, like maybe you'll just zone into sculpting the ear and you'll sculpt like a super detailed ear, but then you'll zoom out and the rest of the sculpt isn't that detailed, and so just that specific area is really high poly where the rest of the sculpt is really low poly. But I started using the Remesh method, and what's so great about the Remesh method is it adds the same amount of topology and the same amount of detail all along your sculpt. And so that forces you to check all the proportions to get everything right before slowly adding more and more detail. So I highly recommend using the Remesh feature and not using the Dyntopo. I think the Dyntopo is just going to make it way harder to make good heads. So I did mention this earlier, but basically I had built up some really bad habits because I had been sculpting incorrectly for many years. So over the past couple of months, I've had to be very deliberate and very conscious with my practice to try to get out of those bad habits and kind of relearn sculpting. And so just after 2 months of very deliberate daily practice, watching the correct tutorials, learning the basic forms and anatomy and proportions first, and getting feedback, I massively improved my sculpting skills in just 2 months. And it's definitely a huge improvement from the sculpts that I was creating just earlier this year and the past few years. Now, I still have a lot to learn. I'm by no means going to say that I'm some pro character artist. I still have a lot to learn, but I'm improving fast, and I've now made it a habit to sculpt for a minimum of at least an an hour a day, and Ishaq also has courses on the full body anatomy for both male and female characters, and so I'm going to be also watching those courses so I can learn how to create full characters. And if you'd like to get started sculpting the generic male head, then he has his 1-month sculpting challenge, which is completely free, so you can just join that course on his school community and you can learn how to create the basic male generic head. And I do also have a tutorial which I recently released on how to sculpt the generic male head if you want to check that out. And then after that course, if you want to learn more and you want to learn how to sculpt full characters, then I can highly recommend checking out the Da Vinci School for Sculptors, where he teaches how to create full characters. And now that I've gotten a lot better at sculpting, I do want to incorporate sculpting into my business, so I want to make sculpting tutorials and creation process videos and time-lapse videos and things like that. So definitely let me know in the comments what kind of sculpting tutorials you want to see on my YouTube channel. So I hope this video helped you out, and I hope that you can avoid my past mistakes to get good at sculpting much faster. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in my future videos.